Welcome back to XRP Insights. Today we're looking at something big happening on the XRP chart. And honestly, this might be one of the most important setups we've seen in a long time. A new analysis published on TradingView is showing XRP pushing into a critical breakout zone, and the structure we're seeing right now looks very familiar, almost identical to what formed right before the explosive 2017 rally. In this video, we'll break down what's actually happening on the chart, the key levels analysts are focused on, and why some projections are now pointing toward the $9 to $13 range if momentum continues to build. So let's take a clear look at the data and what it might mean for XRP in the weeks ahead. When analysts compare the current XRP structure to the 2014 through 2017 cycle, the similarities stand out immediately. Both show the same long consolidation, the same gradual pressure into resistance, and the same early breakout behavior. Crypto analyst Cryptollica published a new 2-week XRP chart on December 8th through TradingView, suggesting that XRP may be replaying the same structural pattern that formed right before its major 2017 surge. According to his analysis, the current price action pivoting around the $1.95 level fits cleanly into this larger setup, with technical projections reaching as high as $9 to $13 if the structure continues. One of the most important pieces of this entire setup is the $1.95 level. This was a major resistance point historically, and in the fractal analysis it becomes the retest zone that needs to hold if the larger breakout structure is going to stay valid. If XRP can remain above $1.95, the long-term pattern keeps its strength. But if price falls below that level for too long, the structure starts to weaken, and analysts would need to reassess the entire projection. And when we look at the current chart, you can see XRP hovering right in that zone, sitting on top of the same moving average cluster and Fibonacci levels that supported it during past breakout attempts. This is the part of the analysis getting the most attention. If XRP continues to follow the historical extension pattern that played out in the last cycle, the next major technical target sits between $9 and $13. These levels aren't random. They come from measured moves based on the size of the previous consolidation, the range of the breakout, and the Fibonacci extensions XRP has respected in past cycles. It doesn't guarantee XRP will reach those levels, but structurally, that's where the pattern points if the breakout continues. It's important to understand that today's market is very different from 2017. Liquidity is higher, there's far more institutional involvement, and regulatory clarity has improved, slowly, but noticeably. Bigger markets move differently. Breakouts can take longer, and the moves tend to be cleaner and less chaotic. And just a quick note, if you analyze charts like this yourself, TradingView makes it incredibly easy to compare long-term structures. And for anyone holding XRP long-term, cold storage like Ledger is still the safest option. For active traders, Binance remains one of the most liquid places to trade XRP during volatility. From here, there are 3 things that matter. First, XRP needs to hold above that $1.95 level. That's the line that protects the larger breakout structure. Second, we want to see volume increase on upward moves, real momentum, not just quiet drifting. And third, Bitcoin needs to remain stable. Historically, XRP's biggest moves happen when Bitcoin isn't crashing or spiking aggressively. A calm Bitcoin has always created the best environment for XRP. So here's the big picture. The fractal comparing today's XRP structure to the 2017 cycle is still intact. Analysts like Cryptollica are watching it closely, and the technical case for a larger move remains strong as long as XRP stays above $1.95. Nothing is guaranteed in this market, but the setup is one of the most interesting we've seen in years. And if conditions hold, the $9 to $13 range becomes a realistic long-term target. I'll keep tracking the data as it develops. If you want clear, honest XRP updates without the hype, feel free to like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.